There's a reason Machiavelli was feared. Not because he was cruel, not because he was powerful, but because he understood something about human nature that most men never discover. He understood the one method, the forbidden method that turns desire into obsession. A method so psychologically potent, so quietly destructive, so deeply wired into the human mind, that once a woman experiences it, once she feels its effect on her thoughts, once it starts crawling under her skin, she can't let go. She can't move on. She can't forget you, not even if she tries. This is the method Machiavelli hinted at in his writings, the strategy that makes someone chase you, crave you, hunt you, even when you're not there. But here's the thing, it's not manipulation, it's not mind games, it's not trickery. It's simply human psychology applied with precision. And when a man uses it correctly, when he understands the balance of presence and absence, desire and distance, warmth and coldness, a woman doesn't just notice him, she becomes fixated on him. Before we dive into Machiavelli's forbidden method, before I reveal the mindset shift that flips her instincts completely, make sure you subscribe to Stoic HF, because this channel is where men learn mastery, discipline, and the psychological truths most people will never tell you. Now, let's begin. The shadow principle, where obsession begins. Machiavelli believed that humans don't crave consistency. They crave contrast. A sudden shift, a break in expectation, a disruption in emotional rhythm. This is where obsession is born. Think about it. If someone is predictable, if someone responds instantly, if someone is always available, your mind doesn't chase them. Because the mind chases what it can't fully grasp. What changes? What retreats? What becomes unpredictable in a controlled, intentional way? Machiavelli wrote that a leader or a lover must learn to create value through scarcity, not complete absence, not complete distance, but carefully measured scarcity. This is the foundation of his forbidden method. The method begins with one thing: emotional disruption. A woman becomes obsessed with a man, not when he gives her everything, but when he gives her something she isn't expecting. Most men behave in the exact patterns women predict. They chase. They compliment too much. They respond instantly. They explain themselves. They overcommunicate. They reveal too much too soon. But the Machiavellian man, the psychologically aware man, moves differently. He creates contrast. He creates mystery. He creates tension, the kind of emotional tension the mind can't easily resolve. Women do not obsess over clarity. They obsess over curiosity, over uncertainty, over the feeling of, what is he really thinking? Why does he act like this? Why can't I figure him out? And that unresolved curiosity becomes a psychological itch, one she keeps scratching, until it becomes fixation. The first act of the method, the unexpected calm. Imagine this. A woman sends a subtle test, a sarcastic comment, a shift in tone, a delayed reply, a moment of emotional withdrawal. 99% of men react instantly. They panic. They text again. They ask questions. They try to explain things or fix things. But the Machiavellian man, the Stoic man, does something different. He stays calm. Not cold, not silent, not detached, just calm. That unexpected calmness does something powerful inside her mind. It disrupts her expectations. She was prepared for you to react. She was prepared for you to chase. She was prepared for you to fold. Asterisk, but instead, you stood still, centered, unmoved, rooted, asterisk, and suddenly a question appears in her mind. Why didn't he react? Asterisk, this is the moment the method begins working. Because once you trigger the first question, the second one follows. What does he really feel? And then the third. Has he lost interest? Asterisk, now she is the one chasing clarity. Now you have created the emotional imbalance, the kind that makes her hunt for your attention. Asterisk, the second act. Controlled distance, this is where Machiavelli becomes dangerous. Distance creates fear. Presence creates comfort. Asterisk, if a man gives presence to Isaac, he becomes emotionally cheap, predictable, replaceable. Asterisk, but controlled distance. Just a little less availability. A little less urgency. A little more time between responses. A little more focus on your own world creates psychological value. Asterisk, you don't disappear. You don't play games. You don't ghost. Asterisk, you simply invest your time where it matters most. Your mission, your goals, your discipline, your life. Asterisk, and that shift, that prioritizing of yourself, makes her feel something she did not expect. The possibility of losing you. Humans don't value what they have. They value what they fear losing. And this fear, when mixed with curiosity, creates the emotional chemistry of obsession. Asterisk. The third act, intentional warmth. Asterisk. Here is where most men fail. They think Machiavelli's method is about being distant forever, cold, untouchable, unavailable. Asterisk, but that's not the method. Not the real one. Asterisk, the real power comes from balance. Being warm, but not dependent. Being kind, but not clingy. Being present, but not overdash, invested. Asterisk, when she pulls back, you don't chase. Asterisk, when she steps forward, you don't reject. Asterisk, you match energy with intentional control. You give warmth in small doses, doses she can feel, but not possess. Asterisk, this is where the psychological hook sets deep. She feels loved, but not secure. She feels drawn, but not certain. She feels affection, but not ownership. Asterisk, and that lack of emotional ownership makes her chase the missing pieces, makes her hunt your attention, makes her seek your validation, makes her think about you at night, when no one else is around. Asterisk, this is the forbidden method. Predictable warmth, unpredictable timing, emotional balance, and self-prioritization. Asterisk, it is not cruelty. It is not manipulation. It is simply understanding how human desire works. Asterisk, Machiavelli didn't create obsession. He observed it. And now, so have you.